We talk about rookie running backs until we're blue in the face because they are the biggest mystery box in fantasy football. After all, they're coming back from the college game with amazing resumes, looking good with incredible highlight packages. The metrics are usually off the charts. A lot of these guys have tremendous draft capital, better draft capital than some of the top running backs in the league, but yet they're still an unknown. We don't know what they're going to look like with their NFL team. We don't know what the usage is going to look like, but we have a good idea. We can kind of guess what's going to happen. But sometimes, as we all know, some rookies fall on their face. As we all know, some rookies blow up, and some are right in between. So today we're going to be talking about Jahmyr Gibbs, running back of the Detroit Lions, drafted in the top 12, very explosive, can catch balls out of the backfield. A lot of people are excited for him, as he is a very fun running back prospect to watch. And the Detroit Lions are planning to heavily use him this year as a rookie. But as we dig into the stats, we must hit that subscribe button right now so you can stop missing out on this content, these deep dives of your favorite players, your favorite prospects. We're doing this every day, deep diving your favorite prospects, players, fantasy football assets to help you with the waiver wire, help you with your draft, and help you win your championships. But let's dig in. Let's dig into the stats here of Jahmyr Gibbs. At college, last year, at Alabama, 3.39 yards after contact per attempt at the SEC level, looking good. Also had 6.1 yards per carry. And on his career at Georgia Tech and Alabama, had over an 81 run grade throughout his career. Some years it was 86, some years it was 81 point something. But at Georgia Tech, he looked studly. At Alabama, he looked studly. And this guy just broke out, balled out throughout his collegiate career. Looking at his collegiate career some more, in the passing game, he was heavily targeted. In 2020, remember, that's a slower season. Less games being played. 28 total targets. He was also a rookie there. Also in a low-volume passing offense. Also had a large market share of the passing production with Georgia Tech. So don't let that number fool you. He was a big cog in the passing game, as he was in 2021 and in 2022 with the Alabama Crimson Tide. 52 passing targets, as this team likes to sling the rock all over the place. Not only that, he's good after the catch. 10.4 yards after the catch per reception last year. 14.1 is his best. 11.7 on his career. This dude's athletic. He's explosive. If you get him the ball in space, whether it's in the flat or a little bit downfield, he could house it from anywhere. He's also been used in the slot, especially at Alabama, at 34 snaps out of the slot last year. Not that many in Georgia Tech, but that's a totally different offense. That is an offense that's built to be slow, run the football, and not pass it a lot, and not split out the running backs. So last year, when we saw him line up in the slot 34 times at Alabama, that was an indicator that he's very good in the passing game. The fact that he has a large share of the passing offense at Georgia Tech early, initially as a freshman, means that he's very good in the passing game. The numbers don't lie. It's saying that Jahmyr Gibbs is good in the passing game, which is good for fantasy football. Looking at preseason usage here, he ran 5 routes on 15 snaps and got 1 target. He's being used in the passing game. Also had 6 rush attempts. When he's on the field, he's being used one way or another. This team likes to move the ball. Well, all teams like to move the ball, but they are very explosive. They are pretty quick in pace. They throw the ball a lot, and he's going to be used in the passing game and in the run game as well. Looking at his profile here, drafted in the top 12. 12th player overall in the draft. Very encouraging. 5'9", 200 pounds. Coming from Alabama. Top tier Power 5 school. Studly resume coming here. 21 years old still. 31.9 ADP and FFPC. Those are high-end money leagues. Those are leagues where people are paying up to be in those leagues. So they're really valuing Jahmyr Gibbs at that price tag. Looking here at the athletic metrics. 4.36 40-yard dash. Speed to burn. Cooking, 99th percentile 40-yard dash, and a 92nd percentile speed score at 199 pounds, which is hard to do at a lighter weight, and he did it. Best comparable is CJ Spiller. CJ Spiller, lightning athlete as well. They called him Thriller back in the day. 14.7% target share, 25% dominator rating, 52nd overall, 5.7 yards per carry, 60th overall. But again, the athletic metrics saying this guy's got juice, this guy's electric, and they're willing to use him in the run game and in the pass game. If he gets the ball in space, that 4.36 says it's over. It's over because he's going to pull away. And we're looking at running backs drafted in the top 12 of the NFL draft from 2006 to 2022. 11 out of 13 of them, 85%, had an RB2 season, top 24 during their initial rookie season. 8 out of 13, 62% of them, top 12 RB1 finishes. That is a good rate. And then top 5, 7 out of 13. Usually when you're drafted in the top 12, that means you're good. That means you're a good player. They don't draft you in the top 12 because they're iffy on you. They draft you in the top 12 because they fell in love with your skill sets. They want to use you. Even if you're a bust, you're going to get opportunity. You're going to get opportunity because they like you. They're in love with you. They're not going to draft the running back that high. If they're not, this is an indicator of that. This is also an indicator that players drafted that high are generally, oftentimes more than not, good, especially at the running back position because no one wants to pay up at the running back position. So at a sense, when teams pay up for the running back position, they're going to use them and they think they're talented and they're going to implement them in their schemes. Jahmyr Gibbs here is one of those. We've talked about that, especially in the passing game. Looking at the Detroit Lions offense here, especially at the running game, 20.4% of the targets go to running backs from Jared Goff. He tosses it to the running backs a good bit compared to a lot of other quarterbacks. They're also top 2 in rush attempts, so they like to move the football on the ground. They like to eat those kneecaps like they stated before. David Montgomery's also in the offense. But look at the touch distribution here, and this could be a good mix. And the fact that Jahmyr Gibbs is explosive, the fact that DeAndre Swift was explosive, look for him to do what Swift did, but more. But more because we're looking at a better prospect, better draft capital, better speed, better everything. Really, Swift's a very good prospect coming out of college. Can't really say much bad about him. But the injury history, not being on the field as much, but he has been very efficient. But look for Jahmyr Gibbs to get even more opportunity. As long as he's healthy on the field, things should be looking good. David Montgomery is going to be there. He's going to take goal line work. He's going to take some type of work. He's going to get opportunities as well. They did not pay to have him for nothing. They did not do that. But the fact that they got Gibbs as well, they're probably going to use the run game. Top 2 in rush attempts. That means they need more running backs. That means they needed to. That's not a default that Gibbs is going to lose opportunity. That means they needed to. They want to use their running backs in the passing game as well. 20.4% of the targets go to running backs. That's going to Gibbs. A lot of that's going to Gibbs. That's a good thing to see. Look for him to have a 15 to 18% target share, if not more. They may even go to Gibbs more in the passing game, with Jameson Williams being suspended, especially early on. So that's something to pay attention to. He is expensive, though. He's going in the 3rd round. Sometimes at the end of 3rd round of drafts, depending on what type of leagues you're drafting in. If it's a home league, it might be a little later. If it's an FFPC league, Underdog Fantasy League, which this ADP is from, it might be middle of the 3rd or so. Rarely see him get bumped in the 2nd round. The thing is, look at what else is on the board. Would you rather have Ramondre Stevenson? Would you rather have Breece Hall? Would you rather have Jonathan Taylor if he falls? Would you rather have the wide receivers, the quarterbacks? It's a game of options here, but we got to talk about price. But you need them if you love the upside. You need them if you love the talent. You need them if you love the Lions offense. Most of their games are going to be inside in a dome. This is going to allow a player like this who runs a 4.36 to really go off since he's inside. Weather's not going to impact him too much. Going to get a lot of opportunities here. Fast-paced offense. You need him if you want all that. You need him if you need a young running back who has a lead upside, who's going to get opportunity and work, and you're willing to risk that. Even though rookies are quite an unknown, we kind of got a feeling that some of these rookies are going to hit, but you don't need them. if you don't want those rookies. You'd rather have a stable option. You'd rather have a veteran. That's okay because there's a lot of good options on the board. You don't have to have them. You don't have to draft them. You want another running back? Sure, get him. Sure, get him. There's good running backs there. Why not? Why not? There's good wide receivers there. Why not? Why not do so? We're not here to sell you on Jahmyr Gibbs. You need to know the information on him to make your decision. You need to strategize. You need to move around your chips. There's reasons why you need him, why you don't need him, why you shouldn't want him, why you should want him, whatever it is. But the information's there. There are some good things about his game that you need to be enticed on. He could crack some upside here. Good offense, very explosive. He's explosive. Sounds like a match made in heaven, but there's also other options on the board at that price tag, which could make you a little bit iffy. One thing I do want to stress, out of the first 5 rounds of your draft, you want to feel good at the wide receiver spot. You do not want to lead the first 5 rounds without feeling good at wide receiver. Because if you do not, the well's going to run dry quick in the next few rounds. You might have some guys fall in home leagues a little bit more because that happens when I'm talking about home leagues, leagues with your buddies, leagues at work, those leagues. You might have some wide receivers fall a little bit. But honestly, once you get outside the first 5 rounds, you are gambling at the wide receiver spot. So make sure you feel good. But do not ignore the running back position because we have some talent up there as well. Anchor down there. Get some good wide receivers. Feel good about your draft. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button. Stop missing out. Catch you on the next video.